to. Great. So how many of you are here for the very first time, especially for the Q&A session, what we call as recharge, which happens every Thursday? How many of you are there? Just go to the chat and say I, please, if you, for the first time. So just go to the chat so I can know who are attending this program for the very first time. Just go to the chat and say I if you're attending this program for the very first time. Good. Silky. Hi, Silky. How are you doing? Alvin, Anthony, thank you very much. Shahana, thank you very much. Hiba, Salim, thank you very much. Are you the Dr. Hiba Salim or you're a different Hiba? Because I asked my daughter because there's a Hiba Salim. Arisha, thank you very much. Shahnaz, Zahir, thank you very much. Shahnaz, anybody else? Okay, so this is very first time to Hiba. I'm just, oh, good, you're a 10th grader. No, I'm talking a doctor who just completed her course right now. Good, Hiba, thank you very much. Okay, so my family members would also be joining. When I say family members, we call it the Ledge family members. They will also be joining in. Now, we give priority to all those who are new. So you may ask me any questions. There is no hesitation. And this is a very safe place. So anybody, you can just open up your mic and you can ask me any questions with regards to the courses that we provide, regards to your own self growth, your personal development, your leadership development, mastery, your leadership mastery, whatever it is, you can just ask me and I would be more than happy to address all your questions. Is that okay with all of you? Is it fine? Okay, so good. So please go ahead and anyone, you can just shoot up. There is no like first, second, and third. You can just go and ask me, anyone. Hi, Hannah Rana.
Hi, Sensei. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing? I didn't see you last week. What happened?
Was not feeling well.
Sorry, what is that?
Was not feeling well.
Okay, what about now?
Fine.
Good, thank you. Anybody, you can ask a question. We are here for 1 hour, 30 minutes. So you can just ask questions. We don't have to waste our time. No formalities, just ask questions, any questions that you would like to. It's not a presentation. Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Namaste. I'm Samrit.
Now, Samrit is from Calcutta, am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Samrit, go ahead. What's your question?
So, my question is regarding the video challenge, sir.
Okay.
So we can make the video on public speaking also.
Yeah, you can select any topic because that's part of your challenge. So you can use anything because I know that you are an entrepreneur. You're only 24 years old, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're 24 years old. You're an entrepreneur. So you can speak about maybe about your business that you're doing, or maybe you can encourage other people who are 24 years of age, how you became an entrepreneur. You can do that. Or you can talk about any of your hobbies that you have. You can talk about public speaking. You can talk about any topic. We are not looking at the topic. We are not looking at the content. We are looking at how you present, how you deliver your presentation. Did you watch Mr. Benny's presentation today? He did very well. Did you see his presentation, the video presentation?
No, sir, not yet.
Just go. It's there in the group. It's also there in the Creative Jungle group, WhatsApp group. Just go and check that. He has done it very well. You just have to follow his system and we'll be there to help you. Your second question, I remember that you sent me a WhatsApp message today, why you should be posting that on YouTube as unlisted. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
That was one of the questions. We keep it unlisted because we don't want the public to see your presentation right now. Once you're good to go, I'll say make it public and then you can go public. So let people see who you are, your content and the way that you deliver your program, because you do it in an entirely different way. I know that you're a champion, so do it in that way. Okay, so for the time being, keep it unlisted until I tell you to make it public. Is that fine?
And so one more question, sir.
Yes,
that's related to my business, sir. So in our business, sir, we are having around 5 to 10 creditors. 10 creditors. Out of 10 creditors, 3 creditors always makes payment. The payment duration is 60 days.
Okay.
They make payment in 120 days or 150 days. And if they are making payment in 120 or 150 days, we are incurring a fine of about rupees 1,000 to 1,500 every day from our company.
Yeah.
So, sir, how can we avoid that fine and how can we rotate working capital on a daily basis?
Okay,
regular.
number one, the fine is levied by whom? Is to whom are you paying the fine? Is it to the government
To
or
our supplier,
your
HPCL.
supplier? Okay,
Yes.
to your supplier. Just like your supplier charges 1,500 rupees per day for the delay of payment. Similarly, you should be having a condition with all your, not the vendors, but your creditors. You need to have a clear-cut documentation, just like saying that after XYZ a day, if it's 20 or whatever date that you mentioned, 90 days or something. So anything after that per day, it would be the same. You can actually charge more than that. If these people are charging you, if the vendors are suppliers are charging you 1,500, you should be putting an amount which is double to that. You got me?
Yes. So,
Yeah.
but we can't do that, sir, because
Then
the
if
problem.
see, this is where you have to ensure that you are not in the red ocean. You got me?
Okay.
Okay, what I mean by that, in the red ocean, because if you say that we'll be charging you 3,000 or we'll be charging 1,000, and they would say, okay, go, we have another vendor on the supplier, and they will go to them. The reason why,
Yes.
because you are not in a competitive mode, because you are in the competition, because either you or somebody else. If you had positioned your business, whatever business it is, if you had positioned yourself in the blue ocean. Now, this applies to anyone, whether you are a trainer, facilitator, coach, or you are into a business entrepreneur, or even if you are in a profession like a doctor or a lawyer, whoever you are, you have to position yourself different from other people. You're with me? So
Yes.
you have to go back to your drawing board, and Samrit, you need to ask yourself, where is your business? Are you different from other people? Would people come to you? What is your USP? And still, if people come to you, you are playing a very good role. You have to be a dominator in your business. If you're just like the chickens and the turkeys and the ducks, nobody's going to come to you. You have to become the eagle. You got me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, go and ask you, sit with your partners. I believe that you've got partners as well. So sit with your partners, sit with your board committee, board meeting, and ask them, say, what is that? What can we do so that we as a company, we can be different from all the other companies, so that our competition level goes down and we are no more in the red ocean where there's just competition, and those competition may not be a healthy competition, so that you can grow and excel. Good to go?
Yes, sir.
How much confident are you that you will take action?
Eight,
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
8 to 9.
Louder.
So 8 to 9.
8 to 9, louder, little more louder.
So 8 to 9.
Louder, little more. I want you to speak from your inner side. How much is that?
8 to 9, sir.
Little more louder.
8 to 9.
Very good. When are you going to take action?
Today itself.
Okay, and before you take action, make sure that you have a checklist. You say 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I'll be doing, so that my company would be in a entirely different positioning yourself in a different area. Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Good.
And so tomorrow is your masterclass, Train the Trainer.
Yes.
It requires an investment. So
Yeah.
okay, I'll pay.
No problem.
But after attending the live class, you can provide me the recording as well.
Tomorrow, no. That's no recording for that. Recording, no recording for the Train the Trainer program. No, we don't give the recording for that.
Excuse me. Yeah, sir. Sir, I have paid for Train the Trainer program, but I got the link for this one. So how could I?
You have already joined for the actual program, am I right?
No, actually, no. I haven't attended any of your program, but I would like to join your Train the Trainer program.
Are you talking about the Train the Trainer program for tomorrow, or are you talking about
yes. That's that.
Yeah, sure. So just let me know, and I'll just send me a private message, and I'll send you the link for tomorrow. No issues.
Because I have paid for that one. That's why.
How much did you pay for that?
Yeah, it's $299. You said.
Oh, okay, sure. So it should be there. Where did you pay through the link? What time did you pay?
Yeah, a day before yesterday. I think you remember me. My name is Simi, and I have talked to you because I couldn't join the link you have sent.
Okay. Just send me a message. No problem, Simi. We are there to help you. No worries at all.
Okay.
Just remind me, because I forget things. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so
You're
much.
most welcome.
Anyway, I'm leaving.
Okay.
So one last question.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
Is there any platform which can connect me to a community of writers?
I have no idea right now, Samrit.
So I think you can brainstorm with eminent personalities.
I-
Since
I
you
do-
are
I do-
eminent and renowned personalities.
I do have my students are international best-selling authors in the European countries. I got students there, but however, they are too busy. They are too busy. I got a best-selling author right now here in this group. Munir, could you just switch on yourself, Munir? He's a best-selling author. He's Amazon best-selling author. There you go. He's a champion.
Hi, I'm here.
He's a best-selling author. Okay, so maybe you can talk. Maybe Munir can assist you, but I'm sure that Munir is from the All India Radio. He's a busy person. So Samrit, you can connect with Munir, or I need to have Munir's permission first because I didn't ask his permission. Munir, you can connect with him. You can give in the outline. That's it. Okay. Other things, Samrit has to find out himself. Is that okay, Munir?
Yes, I'm ready to help. I'm happy for that.
Thank you very much. So Samrit, he's a best-selling author. He's an Amazon best-selling author, and the name of his book. Come on, what's the name of the book?
The Growth Hacker.
Okay, let me pick the book. Wait a minute. There you go. That's around about 300 pages. Am I right? It's got 354 pages. There's another student of mine who's just going to come up with his next book. He just I sent him his forward yesterday, and is he there? Valuepreneur, are you here somewhere? Shafiq, are you there? Okay, no. So there are other people also. Samrit, so people are there to help you. Okay, but I won't be taking over that particular task.
So you are also an author, sir. You have also written.
Let's move on to the next question, Samrit. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Anybody else? Anyone who would like to ask questions? Go ahead, please. Feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions.
Do we get some certificates after that course?
Which course are you talking about?
Tomorrow is
No, because you'll be getting certification only after the actual course. The actual course I'll be talking about tomorrow. At the end of the session, I'll be talking about the actual course, and where you'll be getting this. You'll be getting the certification with my signature on that. That's a valuable course. Okay, otherwise we lose the credential of it. Am I right? Amar, do you agree that?
Is it not the same course?
Sorry.
Is it not the same course you're talking about?
No, tomorrow is an introduction. Tomorrow is an introduction to the main course. So tomorrow I'll introduce what is the actual course. Tomorrow is the TTT for sure. Tomorrow is the train the train program, because you can't become a trainer within 2 hours. Do you believe in that, Amar? You tell me.
That's why I was surprised.
You will never become. It's just we just want to show you that tip of the iceberg. What is it all about? So you will get an idea, you'll get a picture, and then if you want to enroll for the other program, most of my students who are right now here, they are either coaches, they are certified coaches, they are either speakers, or they are train the trainer program qualified people.
How big is the main program?
I'll talk to you tomorrow. I want you to see from the very beginning itself, so you'll really understand that. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the best thing, because we all have to understand that a certificate is just a piece of paper. Until otherwise, you have not the qualification, but you have the competency to perform based on the certificate. Am I right? Otherwise, the certificate is just a piece of paper.
I was thinking that I was suggested by somebody else. Actually, I want to do the training in the food safety thing.
Sorry, training in the
food safety.
You said food safety.
Yes.
And I think you're from Dubai. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm from Dubai, and I'm a chef by profession.
Okay.
After this COVID, I lost my job.
Okay.
Now I'm in the Al Khaimah, and I want to begin this one, the training and the services for the food safety.
Absolutely.
I was told that I should have this certificate.
Yeah.
So I think it is. I was in impression that it is some short course for 2.5 hours.
No. There is no training in the world which will give you train the trainers program in 2.5 hours. Nobody will give you.
I was surprised. This should have been mentioned in the first brochure. No?
Sorry?
It is only the part of the program.
It is the introduction to the train the trainer program. That's why we say 2.5 hours program. Okay. The certification program we'll introduce you tomorrow, but there'll be a lot of things to learn. Okay. You don't have to go for the main program. Tomorrow itself, if you sit with me, Amar, for 2.5 hours, I'll tell you it'll change your perspective. Is that okay? That's a guarantee from me. If you sit with me for 2 hours and 2.5 hours, you will change your perspective. Okay, great. And thank you very much for your daughter. I think your daughter paid the fee.
Yeah, because I could not pay from my card.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Not work out.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question, please? You can ask me any questions, please. Go ahead.
Sensei Rajan.
Hey, GT, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Sensei.
Yes, please.
I have a doubt, which is my doubt.
Okay.
So when in coaching,
yeah.
So the first is spark means we need to focus on the goal. What is, and in that one, we are asking that tell me 5 challenges you are facing.
Mm-hmm.
We are asking, or I'm asking such questions. And then when we come to the actuality, actuality is what? That also the same challenges, you know. Okay. Am I right?
Okay, I'll answer you. Once your question is over, I'll answer your question.
This is my doubt. This is
okay.
I'm confused with what should I ask about the actuality.
Okay, sure.
Because I already asked that question in the beginning. In that, you know, what is that one thing you get, or in the beginning, that is the goal. So this is my confusion.
No problem. I'll answer it right away. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep yourself unmuted. Keep yourself unmuted because I'm going to talk to you. Okay. Let's say I am having a coaching. Let's say that I'm having a coaching with you. You are my client. Okay. And I asked you, yes, Mr. Rajan, tell me what is your goal, or what is that you want to achieve in this 30 minutes conversation with me. And you said that I want to visit Taj Mahal. That is your goal. Is that okay? Let's keep it very simple and clear so everyone can understand who is listening to me. So your goal. Now, if I take the same goal, for somebody, it could be a job. For someone, it could be a promotion. For some, it could be family affairs. It could be parenting. It could be many, many things. So to make this, let's put in the context that you want to visit Taj Mahal. That is your goal. Is that fine?
Yes.
Now, when I come to the the second question, why do you want to go to Taj Mahal? That's my second question. Is that right? Because we are identifying the purpose of your visit to Taj Mahal. Is that
the privileges?
Exactly correct. So you got that. Now, when we go to the third question we need to ask is, what is the actuality? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Actuality is, now I would be asking that, how would you go to, would you travel to the north, south, east, or west? What's your answer? In order to reach Taj Mahal, would you travel to the north, south, east, or west? What's the answer?
No, I get you.
Yeah, in order to reach Taj Mahal, am I right? Because Taj Mahal is the goal. Taj Mahal is your goal. So my question is, in order to reach Taj Mahal, would you travel towards the north, towards the south, towards the east, or towards the west?
It depends on where I belong to.
Exactly correct. That's called actuality. Actuality means, where are you right now? For example, if I got 5 students and one is in the United States, one is in somewhere in China, the third one is Sri Lanka, and the fourth one is Malaysia. All of them want to go to one spot, which is called Taj Mahal. However, their travel would be entirely different. How many of you agree to that? Just go and say, I agree. How many of you agree to that? Say, I got it. For the person who is in the North America, he has to travel towards east. The person who is in China, he has to travel south. The person who is in Sri Lanka, he has to travel north. And the person in Singapore or Malaysia, he has to travel towards the west. So it depends upon who you are, where you are. Each and every individual who are right now here, we are different in our mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, we are different. So therefore, if I take 5 people may be having the same goal. However, how to reach the goal depend upon where you are right now. That is called actuality.
Fine.
Is that okay, Mr. Rajan?
So at this, the little more clarity I need. In that way, or in that particular area, should I ask, or should we ask that the 5 challenges you're facing now?
No, you don't ask in the first place. It's in order to break the ice, you may ask, what are the challenges that you're going, or is there any particular challenge that you have? Otherwise, your client who will be paying you maybe 10,000 rupees for 30 minutes, those clients who come there for having clarification, they have a clear clarity.
Okay.
Okay, they're not coming here to spend 10,000 rupees to have a coaching session with you and then go back. No, they have some sort of challenge. They have some sort of problem. If I may use the word problem, they might be having financial problem. They might be having problem with their buddies or with their manager, or maybe they don't know what to do the next step. So they have a clear problem and they're coming to you for a solution. And as a coach, you provide them a solution for which you take money. Am I right? Because you are serving them and you get paid for the service that you're providing. So therefore, when they come in and when you ask them what is the problem, now when you go to a doctor, the doctor may ask you what is that you have. So you won't say that you identify what is the problem that I have. You might say that I got a chest pain, a stomach ache, or tummy pain, or whatever it is, because you have some sort of pain. So each and every customer, each and every client that visits you as a coach, they all have a challenge. Is that fine?
Yeah.
So it becomes very easy. Your life becomes very easy. So this, for those who are here, this is just a coaching question. Those who want to become a coach, we'll let you know tomorrow how to become a professional coach and how you can change people's life and how you can become a qualified coach within 30 days and become a professional coach within 30 days and start earning or making a living. How many of you love it? Say ILI. Just go and type ILI. I'll be introducing that tomorrow. Okay. Not today, but tomorrow. Today, there is no business. Today, it's all about question. No business, no sales today. That's why I'm not talking anything about that. Right. Good. Next question, please.
So what is ILI?
ILM is I love it.
Oh,
We have all these codes. Sajna.
yeah, I will mute your session. This is the first session I'm attending.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Feel free. All of you feel free. Okay. This is a very, very safe place. Let me tell you, it's a very safe place. If I don't have the answer to any of your questions, I'll say that I don't have. So, okay. How many of you believe that you're an expert in something? How many of you believe that everyone believes everyone is an expert in one way or other? You're an expert in something. Am I right? So,
yes.
If I'm an expert in speech, whether it is leadership, I'm an expert in coaching and so forth. But if you ask me to make a cup of tea, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert. My wife has to make a cup of tea because I'm horrible in those things. So there are certain areas that you all have to identify. Go and type. What is that one particular area that you are mastering? Just go and type. And it has to come like this. You should not be thinking more than 2 seconds. What is that you are very good at? Just go and type. Don't think, just go and type. Everyone, just go and type. What is that one thing that very good? Shamira said, coaching. Munir said training. Okay, transformation, empower, sales, rapport, training, problem solving. That is exactly what you want. You should see, this is one thing I want everyone to focus here. Hi, Dr. Reti, how are you doing? Dr. Reti,
hi, I'm good.
How's your health now? How's your health now?
Better.
Okay, you're rocking now.
Better.
You're rocking.
Yes, I have come to Bangalore. I'm fine, and today I was eagerly waiting for your session to attend. It's been long.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was not there.
No, health is important.
I was just going through, yes, and I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe that you're in the school right now. I can see the background.
Yes, yes. I'm there. I'm here only. Yes, in Bangalore now. I just wanted to ask one question.
Let me clear one question. Then I'll come to you. Next, it would be you.
Sure.
So
thank you.
Yeah, so I want everyone to focus on my two hands. Okay, see, we all have to understand that whether you're a trainer, facilitator, coach, or whoever you are, you should be able to take training program without any device. Now, 5 years back, around about 20 years back, when I used to conduct training program, I didn't have a laptop with me. The only thing that I used to have is an OHP projector and a film and so forth. And even before that, it was only the whiteboard. And before that, it was a blackboard. For last 37 years, I've been conducting this training program. So please understand that sometimes you should be able to conduct training program without any device. And that is exactly what we do. When people come for the instructor's position, we ask them to switch off all the PowerPoint and do the training program with whatever is available on the desk or on the table. So I want you to focus on these two palms of mine. Okay, let's say this is your strength. Whatever it is, you have written coaching, sales, public speaking, working with children, critical thinking. This is your strength and this is your weakness. Now tell me, would you focus on your weakness or should you focus on your strength? Go and type, just go and type. If it is strength, type S. If it is weakness, go and type W. Just go and type W or S. Okay, Ami said yes, 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 yes. One said, Fuad said weakness. Okay, others said yes, 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 yes. Always understand that. Go and focus only on strength. When you focus on your strength, your weakness becomes invisible. I want you all to type I and V, please. It becomes invisible. When your strengths become very strong, people will never notice that what is your weakness. As I mentioned, that you looking at me, you know that I can speak very well, and I broke my weakness that I can't make a cup of coffee, and that is not at all important for me in my profession or in my personal life. It's not important for me. So whatever is important for you, for your personal growth, for your professional growth, and for your relationship and so forth, whatever is important and what is your strength, make sure that you just focus on your strength, crystal focus on strength, so that people would only be able to identify your strength, and they would say that he is good at public speaking, or he is good when it comes to leadership, he is good at management, he is good as a business leader, and so forth. Whatever it is, whether it is public speaking, whatever you have written here, just focus on that. I'll tell you, everything other than that will go down, and this will start shining sharp. And that's exactly what you have to focus on. How many of you got it? Say IGI. And that's exactly what you have to do. Is that okay? I believe that I was able to answer the question. What was the question? What was the question which came in? I think it came from Rajan. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So was I able to answer that about how?
Answer.
Okay, great. Now let me go to Dr. Reti. Dr. Reti, what was your question, please?
Yeah, I would like to ask what should be the do's and don'ts for leadership skills?
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Any other question? Any other question? No. Okay.
No.
What is the very first law when it comes to leadership? I want you to go and type. Anybody who knows, what is the very first thing that a leader should know? Go and type. Anyone who knows, even if it's wrong, it doesn't matter. Even if it's wrong, it doesn't matter. Just go and type. What do you think? Okay. Influence. Number one. Arshad said influence, communication, influence. Okay. Come on. Rajan said influence. Contribute, lead people's life, empathy, influence. Most of you said influence. Okay, interaction, very good. Shivan said a role model, bonding. Okay, very good. Listening skill, very good. I respect all of that. Okay, and these all are qualities of leader. It's a quality of leadership, and influence is one of the most biggest quality when it comes to leadership. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. That is what is a definition given by my teacher, who is John C. Maxwell, who is #1 leadership guru in the world. He said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And that is something which we all have to agree upon. Now, let me keep the definition of leadership away, and now let me talk about leader. What is the first quality to become leader? Leadership is for sure, influence is for sure, but the very first law is called the law of the lid. I want you all to go and type law of the lid. Law of the lid. Just go and type law of the lid. All of you. Lid like something on your head. Okay, the ceiling. Yes, exactly correct. The law of the lid. Now, why do we call it the law of the lid? It doesn't matter whether you're very good at communication. It doesn't matter that you are a people's person. It doesn't matter whether you're a good listener. It doesn't matter whether you are an influencer. If whatever you're written here, if you have all those things, but if you don't have one thing, that is, you miss where do you want to take your vessel, if you miss where you want to take your life, if you miss where you want to take your ship, if you miss where you want to take your company, then automatically what's going to happen? Your communication, your skills, your listening skills, it's not going to work. How many of you agree? How many of you agree? Therefore, it is not about the product. It's not about the service. It's not about anything that you have, even if it's not the financial thing. It's all about leadership and a leader with clear vision. And that's what we call as lid. I want everyone to know that it's called the law of the lid. Now, I want you to focus here, okay? Let's say this is a scale. This is a scale, and this is a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, this is a scale of 1 to 10. If you can see me, let me move away from my mic. So if, let's say this is a scale of 10, and your thinking power is here at 8. Your thinking power is at 8. If your thinking power is at 8, your business will grow only below 8. How many of you got it? Your business will grow only depending upon how much you grow. The business will not grow beyond you. The business will not grow beyond you. Business will always be below you. How many of you got it? Say IGI. I got it. Now I'm going to give you an example. Okay. So your business, if you want your business to grow, you must grow. If you want to add value, you must become valuable. Other than that, you can't, because if you want to take your business to the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and 100 years, you must be able to envision what is the number of people, what would be my production, what would be my revenue, everything. You have to see in advance. If you are not able to see the picture in your mind, then you will not be able to cascade that to your team members, and the team members will not identify what is your vision. And end of the day, what's going to happen? They won't work. And therefore the company won't reach where you want to take your company. How many of you got it? Therefore, it's not about the product. It's not about the quality. It's not about how you interact with your team members. It is how to show them where you are taking the ship, because you are the captain of the ship. You are the captain of your business. So therefore, you must be able to see that. Now, if I take Dr. Reddy as a principal and the founder and the chairperson of that school, where she has gone different schools around India, she must be able to see that first. If she's not able to see that, she won't be able to telecast that or telegraph that to the teachers. And teachers would be working as a local teacher. They don't, because they don't know the vision and the value of the founder of the organization. How many of you got it? Just raise your hand and say, I got it. Say, I got it. Therefore, you must be able to see in advance. Now, let's take another example. Let's say my thought process is only up to 8, as I mentioned earlier, and my business all of a sudden it boomed and it became 9. It became 9. Now, don't you think that's bigger than me? How many of you agree that's bigger than me now? My thought process is only 8, but my business has grown to number 9. Don't you think? How many of you believe that it's bigger than me? What's going to happen? If my business grows beyond me, beyond my thoughts, what's going to happen? Tell me. What is going to happen? Come on, tell me. Go and type. Go and type. If my business is growing beyond my imagination, what's going to happen? It's going to fail. It's no control. It will not grow. Okay, what else? Come on, I want everyone to type. Make a lot of mistake. Time. You grow. Okay. Okay, go ahead. I want to break out of control. Okay, very good. Just imagine a tree with a very thin trunk, and the whole branches and the fruits are bigger and heavier. Can you imagine that, all of you? How many of you can imagine that a tree with a shrinked, very thin trunk, but the tree and the branches are heavy with fruits? What's going to happen? The tree is going to break down. Do you agree? The tree is going to break down. That the same thing happened to a business. Don't imagine if a business is growing like anything. Do not imagine that the business is going to fly. No, it can break down until otherwise the leader can see and envision bigger than the company. Very good example. Yahoo was stopped before Google came. Yahoo was stopped. What happened? Because the founder was not able to envision. He was kicked out of the company. The second good example is Twitter. The Twitter became bigger than the company, and his vision changed. The person who found Twitter was more focused on yoga, and therefore he was kicked out. And the best of the best example that I can give you right now and associate, you all can associate, is 4 youngsters. 4 youngsters, they joined together. They came up with a platform. Where people can upload their videos. And one day it was called the YouTube. It was called YouTube. YouTube all of a sudden became so big that it was beyond their control. They were only one thing they could do was to sell. So there are 2 things that can happen. Number 1, you have to sell your company. That's the best thing you can do. And that's exactly what YouTube did. YouTube sold the company and they made $1 billion US. Whereas Yahoo did not sell their company. Yahoo broke down. How many of you got it? Either it breaks down or you have to sell it. How many of you got it? Type the number 2, please. If you got it, just type the number 2. You and type the number 2. You have to give it to somebody else and let them take control. Give it to somebody who can see the picture much more beyond your expectation. If you get somebody, a good leader, and that's where the law of the lead comes in. The very important thing is, number 1 is influence, for sure. It's called the law. Number 2 is influence, but law number 1 is the law of the lead. You should be able to see, and you should be able to take yourself outside the bottleneck. And that is important as a leader. Dr. Reddy, did I answer your question?
Yes, sure. Thank you so
much. 0 to 10. 0 to 10. How much points would you give?
You are perfect. Nothing more than a perfect. It's lovely to hear from you. You know, whenever we listen to you, it's like you get something. It's beyond. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's move to the next question. Any question from anywhere?
Good evening, I'm Arush.
Hi, Arush. Go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah. Sir, my question is, what is empathy and how can you show empathy?
Okay, very good. Empathy is just putting yourself in other person's shoe. That's what they say. Yeah. Am I right? Now, there are 2 things that could happen.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now, let's say that you are a friend of yours. You are an 8th grader, am I right?
Yeah, I'm an 8th grader.
And you're from Ernakulam, is that correct?
Or... No. I'm from Thiruvillamala, Thrissur.
Thrissur. Okay, right. Now, let's say Arush, a friend of yours came to you, and he was discussing something to you, and he is crying.
Yeah.
What would you show?
I would ask what's the what's
No,
the
what
problem?
would you show empathy there?
Yeah.
Now tell me, how would you respond to him? Give me 3 things that you will do when a friend of yours comes to you and he is weeping or she is weeping, and then how would you deal with that situation? Give me 3 things.
First,
yeah,
I would ask him to stop crying.
Okay,
And
number 2.
and number 2, relax. And I would ask, what's the problem? What happened to you?
Number 3, very good.
Yeah. Then if he said, what is it? I would give a solution to him.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do you think that he has got the solution himself?
No.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. Now, let me just explain that. Arush, what you did was absolutely fantastic. You asked him to stop crying. Okay.
Yes.
When you ask someone to stop crying, that means you're not showing sympathy, but you're showing empathy.
Yeah.
That is very important. As a leader, you should not be showing sympathy. You should be showing empathy. Because just imagine if somebody is crying, you also cry. What's going to happen? Both of you are going to cry. Would you get a result after? The answer is no.
No.
You're going deep into the problem.
perspective.
You're going deep into the problem, all right? So as a
Yeah.
leader, even if you want to cry, do not cry. What do? Would you cry, yes or no?
No.
No, you don't cry, and you don't show that on your face.
If I cry, he would be a lot more. Yeah.
Exactly correct. So therefore, you should be very strong. When you are coaching, now tomorrow, when you become a coach, when you become a leader, because coaching is today coaching is an ingredient part of all the organization. Most of the people, they do not know that in an organization, when you take as a leadership position, they ensure that you have gone through coaching, coaching, you're coachable, and you can coach people. So this is something that's going to happen to you tomorrow. When you become a leader, you might be having staff member with different cases. They would be coming to you, different problems. I don't like to use the word problem. However, they would be coming to you with different challenges. That could be challenges that they are facing at home. There could be challenges they are facing with their team members. There could be challenges they are facing with their vendors and so forth. And when they come in, you should be strong enough. Okay.
Yes.
Now, this could be something which could really, really hurt you. However, you should be strong enough, and you should not show sympathy at all. You should not show sympathy at all. That means if they are crying, let them cry. Step back and let them cry. Okay. And ask them to stop crying. Do not cry along with them when they cry. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore, you have to put yourself in that place, but you have to act as a leader. That's number 1. Number 2, you can ask what is the problem. If you may use the word problem, you can ask what is the problem. The third thing, the most important thing, and the most important question that I asked you is, do they have the solution? What was your answer? What was the answer? I asked you. Yeah. Do they have the solution for the problem? Yes or no?
No, they don't have the solution for the problem.
They do not have the solution to the problem, and that's why they came to you, because they trusted you. Maybe you're a coach, maybe you're a leader, and that's why they came to you, because they do not have a solution. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, how many of you agree? Say I. Just go and type I if you agree to that, because the person does not have a solution. That's why that person came to Arush. Arush is a friend, or maybe a coach, or maybe a leader. Okay, this is something which we need to understand. No, this is something that you need to understand. You need to understand that each and every individual in the world has got a solution to every problem they have. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. You have the solution. You have the solution. You can go to somebody, because that somebody could help you to find out your inner strength. Okay, I should be having coach. I'm a coach. I have got students who are coach. I teach coaching, but that doesn't mean that I don't need a coach. I need a coach, because there are a lot of black spots or hidden spots that I don't know. So sometimes when I'm speaking to somebody, that's when I realize that that is my hidden spot. And I always tell this. When I was in the UK, when I was attending one of another coaching program with one of the oldest coaching organization in the United Kingdom, we were around about 200 people. We are coaching each other as a part of the training program. And there was one gentleman, I think he was from the US or from the African continent, and he was coaching me and I was coaching him. When he was coaching me, he was able to identify one of my weaknesses, and my weaknesses was that I didn't have a LinkedIn account. He was able to identify that I didn't have a LinkedIn account, and till then I was not able to know about the power of LinkedIn. Today I got more than 8,000 connections, and most of my business, it comes through LinkedIn.
Oh, so yeah.
You got me? So therefore he was able to identify me, because I have the solution. Arush, you have the solution. Every individual who are here, they all have the solution to the problem. The only thing is that you need to find someone who can brush the dust and find out the hidden potential which is there inside you. Did I answer your question, Arush? How many of you got it?
That's why I came to you.
Thank you very much. Now you have to join for the program and then you become a leader so that you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
also.
Sir, I will join the program, but I've got more than 4 programs right now. You also said don't join more than 4 programs. After finishing that, I will join.
No problem, no issues at all. You're most welcome because I want young leaders like you who are dynamic and who can change the world.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Okay, next question. Anyone, just go ahead. Time is very valuable. Don't waste your time. Time is very,
Sir,
very
I
valuable.
have a question.
Yes, please, Sajna, go ahead. Where are you from, Sajna?
Yeah, I'm basically from Wayanad and settling in Bangalore.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question, please?
So the question I have for you is, have you attended any session like this before, being somebody else in your position, like some other trainer in your position, and you have attended any session like this?
Sorry, once again, have I attended any program like this?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that a question? Okay, very good, Sajna.
Yeah.
Sajna,
What was the question you had asked your trainer?
Okay, a very good question, and let me give you an answer. Sajna, I am a very bad student. Okay, I'm a very bad student, and when I was in the school, I was a backbencher, and even after becoming an adult, even after becoming a trainer and a facilitator, I'm a very bad student. Okay, now we need to identify, I need to distinguish what is a student, and then I'll give the other term as well. Now, what I mean by student, I'm not a good student. If I'm attending a training program, if the trainer or the facilitator or the coach does not ask me, he does not involve me, he does not energize the classroom, then I would be the first person to sleep, and I would be the first person to snore. You got me, Sajna?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am a very, very bad student. I remember once I went to Singapore to attend a security training program, aviation security training program. I was damn tired, and then I started sleeping, and my colleague, his name is Felix Digo from Philippines. He used to push me, Farookh, get up. I said, no, you focus. And I was sleeping like something. Hell, I'll tell you. But the 5th day when the examination paper came in, I was one of the one to pass. You got it? So I'm a bad student. Now, I'm a very, very, very good learner. Hope you got it. So do not differentiate from a student and a learner. I spend around about 7 to 10 hours every single day learning. I believe that I am the best teacher for me. And you have to believe that you are the best teacher for you. Because the way that you learn, the way that I learn is different. People learn by watching TV. People learn by watching videos. People learn through podcasts. People learn by reading. People learn through lecture. There are different ways that people learn. People learn through discussion. People learn through masterminding. People learn by teaching. My philosophy is the last one, learning by teaching. Okay, so the more you teach, the more you learn, the more you learn, the more you teach. Very simple as that. So if I learn 90 things, I'll make sure that I teach 10 things. Okay, and from that 10 things, you learn something new, which is because now you will be getting questions and answers from a different perspective. So be a good teacher. Be a good teacher. It doesn't mean that you have to have the title saying that I'm a teacher. No, you can be a mother, you can be a manager, you can be a leader, you can be an artist, you can be anything, but you got to be a teacher. A teacher is someone who teaches anything that you learn. So for example, if you're learning today, what is the 3 things that you will teach someone, Sajna, today? You've been here for more than 15 minutes for sure. Okay, it's 8:50 now. Tell me, what are the 3 things that you will discuss or teach to your younger one, maybe to your family members? What are the 3 things? What are the key takeaways from this time? What is that 3 things that you're going to teach?
First thing, I would narrate about the Taj Mahal story,
Very
the
good.
direction you got to travel.
Yep.
Then the other thing is IGI.
Yep.
And then I think you have to learn from you.
One more. You have the potential. What is that one more thing that I spoke about?
The weakness and the strength you have.
Very good. Come on. I want everyone to go and say great. Go and say it. Come on. Go and type great. Come on. Go and type great. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want. You just teach one thing, Sajna. You become a champion in that, and you will never forget that at all. You will never ever forget. You might forget me. You might forget my name, but you will never forget what you teach.
Most important thing I have learned is, if you want to grow in your business, you should grow yourself. Like,
and what is that law
that
called?
That is very striking to me.
What
that
is
is
that
called law of the lead.
Law of the lead. It's law number 1 by John C. Maxwell, and it comes from a book called 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Okay, good. Thank you. Did I answer?
So one more.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Sorry. So from my experience, what I have learned is communication is if you have a better communication skill, that is kind of leverage you have. So you have a proper vision or mission, or you focus on something, but when you want to put it in words, you fall short of words. So that is the kind of difficulty I am facing being in this lockdown situation, because I don't get to connect to people or go out. So what is the kind of nudge you can give me on my head so that I can move on with better communication skill and better updated vocab?
Good. Very good. Do you think that I'm a good communicator?
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's not about communication. It's not about communication. This is what we learn from schools and colleges, and I'm totally different from the traditional way. The schools and colleges say that you need to know language, you need to be a very good communicator. The answer is absolutely no. It's not about communication. It's all about connection. It's all about connection. It's not about the language. It's not about who you are. It's not about the knowledge that you have. It's not that you are an expert in something. You might be an SME or subject matter expert. It's not about all those things. Maybe you are the best in the IT department. You are asked to do a presentation. And if you're not able, you might be able to communicate properly, but if you're not able to connect with the people, it's gone. If you can't tell a story, you're gone. And if you're not able to connect with somebody within the first 9 seconds, you're gone. So it's not about communication, it's all about connection. So you have to ask yourself, Sachna, who is your audience? Who is that you want to talk to? What is their age group? What is their background? What is their education? And then go to their level. Always keep in mind that you must be a servant. You must be a servant, meaning you have to serve people, and you have to serve people in their level, not in your level. When you pull them to your level, then they will never come to you. However, if you go to their level, they will appreciate you and they'll learn from you. That's the best connector, not a teacher, not a communicator, but you must be a best connector. I'll tell you, change. Again, let me recommend a very good book by John C. Maxwell. Everybody communicates, few connect. Again, okay, take it down. Everybody communicates, everyone communicates, few connect. Did I answer your question, Sajna?
Yes, sir.
Happy with that?
Very happy.
Good. Thank you.
Nothing more to it. Thank you so much, sir.
You're most welcome.
One question, sir.
Yes. Okay.
So actually, I would like to know, so everybody has 24 hours, sir.
Yeah.
So what are the methods or techniques or tools used by millionaires or billionaires?
Okay, very good. What are the 3 things that you did today, Samrit?
I read the book by Dale Carnegie.
Okay.
I did my office work.
Okay.
And
what was the office work you did today?
So basically, expenses and income, tally of the expenses and income.
Okay, great. What else?
And so salary sheet.
Okay, and what else?
And one more thing, sir, about sir, some of them want to go to leave.
Okay.
And allowing 1 or 2 people to go to leave.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. Now you all have to understand that Samrit is from Calcutta. He's only 24 years old, and see how is he managing the team. Is it amazing? Go and type amazing. Go and type amazing. 24 years old entrepreneur and managing a team and talking about salary and all those things, giving leave to other people. Samrit, thank you very much for being in this family. Understand one thing, Samrit. The first thing that you have to ask yourself, what is those things that I can delete today? First thing, you start with delete. Okay, what are the things that I can delete today? The second thing that you need to ask is, what is those things that I can plan for maybe the next week? Okay, I don't have to do it today. What are the things? It's important, but it's not urgent, so that I can do it maybe 1 week later. Okay, the third question is, now you said many things about accounting. You need to ask, is there any way that I can delegate this to somebody else? You got it? Delegate. And if your answer is no, no, no to all those 3 things, and only then you do it. You're with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so number 1 is delete, number 2 is decide, number 3 is delegate, and number 4 is do. Now, if you ask me a question, whether it is the president of a country or if it's a homeless person, everybody has got 24 hours, but you need to know that a president is always free because he does not do everything. You need to know one thing that you should not be doing. Once again, repeat, as a leader, you should not be doing things. How many of you got it? I want you to write down, do not do things. I want you all to go and type, do not do things. If you are a leader, you should not do things. Do not do things. Now, I know that it would be sounding very strange for you. Yes, you should not be doing things. Do not do, okay, do not do things. Okay, I want everyone to go and tap. I want this to grill into your head that you should not be doing things. You should be getting things done. Once again, now you have to write, get things done. You should not be doing, you should get things done. That's where leadership comes in, because if you start doing everything, then 24 hours won't be enough, 48 hours won't be enough, 72 hours won't be enough. So therefore, you've got 24 hours, you got the time to sleep, relax for your family. Everything should be done in that 24 hours. You can only achieve your goals if you have a team, and that's important that you should be having a team whereby you can delegate the stuff. Now, one important thing is when you recruit your team. When you recruit your team for Samrit and anyone who is a leader here who has got staff member, the most important day is the day when you recruit your team members. If you, now going back to Irish asked me about empathy. Now, if a staff member is coming to join you, and imagine that staff member is one of your relatives, and your relative, it's our aunt's son, and your aunt came and said, Irish, dear, take my son because he has completed his MBA. Would you be able to give him position? And she's crying to get a job. And that guy comes in, that boy comes in, and you give a chance to him. Why? Because he's your relative. I'll tell you, the day when he joins, you will start crying from that day. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. The day when you appoint someone without an interview, or you appoint someone because on the basis of relationship and so forth, from that day onwards, you will start crying. So there should not be any sympathy. I repeat once again, there should not be any sympathy when you recruit someone, and there should not be any sympathy when you terminate someone. Terminate could be terminating from your department to another department, or terminating for somebody from the department, from the company itself. These are the 2 days you should not be having any sort of sympathy. If they cry and if you cry, that your day of crying has started. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. Okay. So therefore, going back, who asked me the question? Who asked me the question?
Samrit.
Okay, Samrit. So therefore, Samrit, what you have to do is you must be having a very, very good team. You're with me, Samrit?
Yes, sir.
And the day of the interview should be really, really tough. You can go for 1 step, 2 step, or third level, or second level, third level interview. Now, when you select someone for the interview, always understand that if you want to select somebody as a CEO of a company, or the GM of the company, or the VP of the company, make sure that he is or she is. Now, I want everyone to focus what I'm going to say. He or she must be better than you. Go and type better than you. If I'm selecting someone, that person should be better than me, and I must be ready to pay him or her. Only then magic happens. If the person is not smart like you, then you will he will be depending on you. The whole purpose of bringing somebody on board is that person must be smart. He must be having leadership quality, not just managerial quality. He must be having leadership quality, meaning he must be smart to do everything by himself. He should not, or she should not, be depending on you. The day you understand that he or she is depending on you, that means you have taken the wrong person. So therefore, you have got the probation period of 3 months or 6 months. That's when you take the decision sitting along with the HR department. Did I answer your question, Samrid?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it crystal clear?
Yes, sir.
I want everyone to type CC if it's crystal clear. I need to move on to next person, Samrid. Ask me 4 questions. Now let me move on to somebody else. So please go and type CC if it's crystal clear. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. Let me go to the next question, please. Anyone?
Mr. Farookh, can I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead. Fuad, where are you from?
I'm from Bangalore.
Okay, Fuad, go ahead. This is your first time with me?
Yes. In fact, I was pulled in by my sister.
Oh, really?
Who was already there online. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is based on my recent incident when I had asked somebody to join for a training session to do with parenting.
Yeah.
He sent me this back. He sent this message back to me when I sent the invite to him. Today's motivational trainings are all based on the theory of Darwin's thoughts.
Okay.
I've got so many books with me. I've attended so many self-development and motivational classes. All are not feeding me what exactly is required. And most of the trainers' life are screwed up. I didn't answer anything to him. So I was actually clueless.
Okay.
So what is your thought about it is my question.
Good. Now, thank you very much, Fuad, for joining this family. Keep yourself unmuted. Keep yourself. We respect each and everyone. So everyone are muted. We respect that. So if I turn my camera here, you'll find hundreds of books here. Hundreds of books. But the thing is that I don't take the book and I don't teach from the book. There is something called the 70-20-10 rule. 70-20-10, and this is something that we all follow. The 70-20-10 rule is very, very simple. What you learn in schools, universities, and colleges is 10%. Whether you are attending a 2-day program or a 5-year program, it's only considered to be 10 because there is someone who is teaching you. Is that correct, Fuad? Yes or no?
That's right.
There's a teacher, there's a professor, there could be a lecturer who is teaching you, and you grab everything, whatever they say is true for you, because the whole intention for you is to get 10% mark in the examination. That's the only thing that you have. You have nothing else to do. You're not even thinking about what job you want. The only focus and the only goal that each and every individual today has got is to pass the examination. That itself is a wrong thought. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. The whole, if your intention is just to pass the examination, I'll tell you, you're not thinking as a leader, because your the lid is below now. You have bought the lid only to the examination part. How many of you got it? This is what I'm talking about. You have to place your lid above that. That means you have to think yourself, what after the exam? What after the exam should I do? Now, let me go to the second part of it. The 20% is after you complete the college, then you come out and then you have your own colleagues, or maybe in a social media, or what you call, social learning, just like what we are doing here. You have the same people who have completed the program, and now you discuss each other, and now you share your experience. That's how mastermind happens. And now you get a different knowledge that you did not learn in the schools and college and in the university. Fuad, are you okay with that?
Perfect.
Okay, now you got different types of knowledge. Now you got the first knowledge, you got the second knowledge. Now you get a job, you go to the marketplace, and then you start making mistakes. Now you understand that what you learned from the school is outdated. What you learned from the colleagues and like in social, what do you call education, social learning, that is just 70% or 20%. That is not what the market needs. Now you have to change completely whatever you have learned. Do you agree with me?
True.
That's where something happens. That's where you have to unlearn everything that you have learned before. The school, the mathematics that you have learned, the chemistry, the physics, the biology, everything that you learn is not now working in the marketplace because the market needs something else. The pain is different. You agree with me?
Yes.
That is called relearning. Now, when you start relearning, now you know that there is something that the market needs, which you have already learned in the school, but you have forgotten that because you didn't even test that for a long time. Fuad, may I ask you what's your age, if you don't mind?
I'm 42.
Okay, very good. Now tell me, where did you have your primary schooling? Tell me.
Gudalur.
Okay, tell me what one of the name of one of your friends who was there in the primary school. Tell me. And you didn't think about.
Cherian.
Okay, Cherian. Did you think about him for the last 1 month or so?
No, I'm in consistent touch with him.
Okay, tell me, give me the name of a friend you have never touched him for the last 1 year. Go, tell me the name.
Sajiv.
There you go. How many of you say great? Come on, I want everyone to go and type great. Now, what I did, I played with your subconscious mind. I played with your subconscious mind because you relearned what you have already learned. You got me? That's exactly what you'll do when you're on the marketplace and you know that I have learned something, but I forgot I can get it back. Let me go and check on the internet and just learn that and tack. If somebody needs 1 month to learn, you will just take 10 days to learn that because you have already learned. It is there. It has been stacked in your subconscious mind. Are you okay with that, Fuad?
Yep.
And the third thing is that, so we spoke about unlearning. The second one we spoke about relearning. The third is continuous learning. And continuous learning is you never stop learning. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 54 years old, but as I mentioned, I spend around about 7 to 10 hours every single day up to 12 o'clock. I'm there awake up to 12 o'clock. I wake up at 3:45 every single day. I sleep only for 2.5 hours. Then I sleep in the morning. I sleep in the daytime. Why? Because I know my productive time and I make use of learning. Learning what? Not from the books. I don't learn from now. This is again going back. Let's say this is something I always ask. If you've got a professor who has got 30 years of experience and he's been teaching for 30 years and he's teaching about business and management and so forth. And here is a youngster who is only just like somebody who's only 24 years old and he is doing business. And if both of them are conducting a training program, where would you go? Tell me, who would you bet on? Tell me.
Definitely on the person who was actually doing the training program.
How many of you agree that say I agree? Just go and say I agree. Just go and type I agree. You have to bet on the person who is bringing changes in the marketplace, not your books, not your books, not the professor. That doesn't mean that I don't respect professor. I do respect professors, but you have to go and bet on the person. If he says that my training program is 10,000 rupees, and if the professor says that my training is 2,000 rupees, you have to bet on the young child and the youngster, and you have to pay 10,000 and learn from him because he knows the market pain and he will teach you. Therefore, going back, You have to learn on it every single day as if you're going to live forever, and you live as if today is your last day. You got me? Yeah. Now the next thing is that when you learn, you have to learn is reverse learning. I asked you this question, would you go to the professor or would you go to the person who is 24 years old? You said that I'll go to the person who is 24 years old. Why? Because he was able to prove that he is right in the marketplace. Now let's look at the age. Is he younger to you?
Definitely.
So therefore, this is called reverse learning. How many of you got it? Say reverse learning. I learn from youngsters because the youngsters are smarter than me. I got Devananda here, who is a smart speaker. Devananda, how are you doing? I can see you. Come and say hi to everyone. She is an excellent speaker. She made our mouth shut. She just came up with a presentation 3 or 4 days back. Amazing presentation. I got Hannah Rana. Come on, Hannah Rana, say hi. She's just a 4th grader. She's a Hannah Rana. Come on, say hi. She is a, yeah, unmute yourself, Hannah. She is a 4th grader. You know, she's a 4th grader. She's a champion, and she coaches adults along with seniors like principals of school and college principals. That's a 4th grader. So we learn from them. You got it? So going back to Fuhad, what do you have to do? Relearn, unlearn, continuous learn, and reverse learning. I'll tell you 70, 20, 10 principle. It'll change your mind. Do not go back to the book. Did I answer your question?
Yep. Thank you so very much.
My pleasure. Great. Let's go for the next.
So I have a question.
Sure.
So yes. So people say we must have many friends, but is it okay to have only 1 or 2 friends who believe in us?
Good. Very good. Don't call me sir. Just call my name. It is Sensei. Just call my name. Okay. Right. Now, if you ask me how many students I have thousands and thousands and thousands of students. Okay, whenever I go to different countries, I've been to more than 50 countries. I've conducted a training program in 48 countries. And whenever I go to those countries, because I come from the aviation industry, my students, they come to the aircraft and they receive me and go because they are very much attached to me. So that means I've got thousands of students. I had my daughter's wedding in Jan. And I said that it'll take not more than 10 minutes to invite the guest through me. What does that mean? Because I have got my friends are less than 10. Devananda, did I answer your question? It is not the number of people that you know, it is the number of people who are ready to do something for you. Those are the 10 people that I love and admire. And it took only the telephone call. Within 10 minutes, I was able to call everyone. They're all there. That's called friendship. Okay. I don't have friends. I don't have friends. I have students. I love my students. I give time for my students, no doubt about it. But when I call my friends, these are friends who are my friends and most of my friends are my students. Let me tell you, this 10 of them, I would say 8 of them are my students itself. And they're my students for the last 30, 20 years. They're my students. So that is the beauty. You turn your students into your friends. Did I answer? Yeah.
I thought I have only 1 friend who believe in us. So I thought it's a mistake that I don't have any friends.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You can have, now let me give you an example. If you are in the aviation industry, you'll be working with cabin crew and pilots and all those people. You say hi and you work together as a team in that particular flight. We call it briefing and debriefing, but that doesn't mean that they are friends. At that particular moment, they have to work together as a team. Similarly, if I were to work in an organization, I work with my team as a team. There you are ready to do everything as a team because we have got an objective. Am I right? But that doesn't mean that they are friends because you don't share your secrecy with them. You would be having only 1 friend where you can talk to them very safe. It's a safe environment. That's why we say that here it is a safe environment. Okay. So it doesn't matter 1, if it is got 2 or 3, make sure that they are the best friends. That is what you have to look for. Look for, this is something I want you to focus on. We call it HQPO. Okay, HQPO. I want everyone to write it down. HQPO. HQPO. It says HQPO. H stands for high. Yes, go ahead, Mr. GT.
High quality.
High quality people only. That's your friends. Only. That's your friends. So just go and I want everyone to type HQPO is equal to friends. That is your friends. I'll tell you, make them your friends. High quality people only. Don't take any people who are rubbish, who are there to kill your time. A friend will know your time and respect your time. Nobody calls me. Nobody calls me Until otherwise, they send me a message on my mobile device. They send me a message first and say, Sensei, can I talk to you? And I say, yes, for sure, because they respect my time. If you have people who do not respect your time, those are not quality people, they'll keep on calling you. Okay, I don't take any phone. All of my students know that if you call me, I don't take phones at all, because for me, it's very valuable. Time is very valuable for me. So if you send me a message, I'll say, okay, I'll be free at so and so time. I'll call you back, and I'll call them back. Okay, so don't go for the number. Don't go for the quantity of people. Devananda, go for quality, and it has to be high quality. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Did I make your day today?
Yes, yes.
Go ahead. Even if it's one, go with it.
Sensei, I have one question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Can we use our LinkedIn changed and use it for our business, or our business means our training programs?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can use, because there are people who came through LinkedIn today. Who came to this program through LinkedIn today, or who met me through LinkedIn? Is there anyone here? I know there was somebody who came from Dubai. I know that. Through LinkedIn. Yes, you can use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the most professional professional platform where you can promote your business, your coaching business, and so forth, for sure. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Next question,
Hi,
please.
Sensei. Good
Hi.
evening.
Oh, how are you doing after a long time? Good.
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm absolutely fine.
Really
Absolutely.
came to see you only today.
Thank
It's
you.
a long time.
Those who do not know Shimna has got her own learning platform and LMS system. And Laurel, am I right? Is that correct?
Lawrence.
Yes. You got 2 minutes. Speak about it. Go ahead. This is how we do marketing. This is how we make you a public speaker. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much.
Go ahead.
Hi, dears. This is Shimna Shaki with you. I'm CEO of Laurel's e-learning platform. This is Kerala's first platform which is giving you opportunity to have your pre-recorded videos in Malayalam. And definitely this is going to be into all the languages, and being the first step, we are into Malayalam. And if you are a trainer, you are most welcome. Any of your courses, you can contact me and it will be aired into Laurel's, definitely. And if you are a student, welcome. It's not a matter, any age. We have skill development courses and you can have it from us. Happy learning. Thank you, Sensei.
That was great. That was great. That is the power. Okay. That is the power of speaking. And thank you very much. That's a very good platform. I would definitely recommend. Don't think that this is sales. Okay. Don't think this is sales.
Sure.
And I like the platform. The best part is we teach that for sure. Shimna, we teach people who come for Train the Trainer program, not the one which is going to happen tomorrow, but once they join the program, our whole objective is for them to make the trainer of this time. Not the traditional old trainers whereby we will be using the ADDE and all those principles. We use ADDE principle, but based on what they have to do today, not what they have learned in school and traditional Train the Trainer program. We don't teach that. So that they can become a trainer, they can have their own courses, their video courses and so forth, where they can become an expert and teach others and make money out of it. We'll be using different platforms, including Udemy for sure, those who want to go international. And since your platform is also there, I'll be introducing your platform as well.
Sure, thank you. Thank you so much, Sensei. And I have one small doubt,
yes,
which is for the last question you answered about the friends, HQPO. What if someone wants us to be in their HQPO list and we don't feel, and vice versa?
Good, very good.
How
question.
to deal it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, ask yourself, now this is a question for everybody. If you feel that you have a circle of people and they treat you as a leader, okay? They treat you as a leader. They come to you for any questions. They feel that you are the best person to answer those questions. Let me tell you, it's time for you to change. Once again, repeat, very, very important. I want everybody to focus. I'm going to repeat that once again. If you've got 10 friends, call them as your friends. They could be your relatives. It doesn't matter. Maybe they're colleagues, and they come to you because they see you as a leader. They see a leader in you, and you are the one to give them advice and so forth. Let me tell you, it's time for you to change. You have to change that group and go to a group where you ask questions. Only then you will grow. Only then you will grow. Now, that doesn't mean that those friends are bad. Once again, repeat, I want everyone to focus. That doesn't mean that I'm asking you to kick them off. Okay, I want you all to understand this. That doesn't mean they are bad, but you have to focus what I'm going to say next. They're not good for you. How many of you got it? They're not good for you, meaning they're not good for your growth because they don't understand your growth. They're not good for you because they don't know your excellence. They are not good for you because they don't know your goals and your dreams. So therefore, you have to go and find out somebody who is HQPO, who is a leader from whom you can learn, whom you can ask questions. Now, that person need not be face-to-face, and that person need not be even alive. Did I answer your question, Shamna?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
How many of you got it? How many of you got it? How many of you got it? Say, I got it. Crystal clear. Go and say crystal clear. The person that you're going to look need not be even alive. You have to connect with that person, and you have to learn from the theories and the principles from that person. That's when you become a high quality person. Did I answer your question, Shamna?
Absolutely. Thank you, Sensei.
So you have to ask yourself, it's time for me to declutter everything, including my friends, including my room, including my cabinet with my clothes. You have to apply the 80-20 principle. It is not the 80 number of friends that you have. You need to have the 20% of your quality friends, which will make an 80% difference in the world, in your life as well. Answered?
Yes, very much. Thank you. Oh, yes.
Are you going to teach this to somebody else? Take it as a challenge.
Yeah, sure.
Teach it and
Sure.
Exchange this to your husband, maybe to your child, or maybe to your students. Talk about this, because if you don't repeat it, because repetition is the mother of all skills. If you just learn from me now, if you got this insight, if I may call it, and then you just go back home and you don't ponder on it, you forget it. Because everyone forgets everything. Because I'm not a motivational speaker. Even a motivational speaker can't motivate you, because you're going to forget those things. So the only thing is to repeat that, and repeat. Excuse me. Each time you repeat what happens, you are building a muscle of that memory, and that is going to help you.
Wow. Thank you.
My pleasure. Next question, please.
Hi, Sensei.
Hi, Rashid. How are you doing?
You're all well.
Yeah. Office still doing.
Yeah. I'm still in the office.
Okay. For those who do not know, Rashid is a journalist in Dubai. He is into PR, and he is into marketing and all those things. Go ahead, Rashid. What's your question?
Just a small correction. I was a journalist, not now.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so with regards to your insights about learning and relearning and unlearning.
Yeah.
The other day I read something about about the market in the future. I mean, by 2030.
Yeah.
87% of the jobs in the marketplace will be obsolete or out of the market.
Yeah.
And still, what could be the replacement for that 87% of the jobs are not still identified. In such a with such a prediction, how do you think to face such a market, especially though are currently active in the marketplace now?
Very simple. One word answer. You want one word answer?
We are looking for your insights.
Here we go. If things are uncertainty, there's only one remedy for uncertainty.
Yeah.
And the remedy is creativity. One answer for uncertainty is creativity. You become creative, I'll tell you, you will always find job. You'll always find something to work at. If you're not creative, that's when you get out of the bus. If you want to be in the bus, if you want to be in the driving seat of the bus, then you have to be creative. People who say that, well, I don't know Zoom, they are out. They might be saying that I'm in the business of teaching business for the last 40 years. It doesn't count, because you didn't change. If you want to be in the bus, if you want to travel on the way, then you have to change yourself. You are the first person to change, because now once you're riding on the bus, you know what are the things that's going to happen. Every time 1 kilometer, you know what's going to happen. 2 kilometers, you know what's going to happen. What is going to happen maybe 100 kilometers now, you don't know. Is that correct, Rashid? When you are on the driving seat, you do not know what's happening in the 100 kilometers or 100 miles away from you, but you definitely know what's going to happen in the next yard or the next kilometer. You know what, because you can see that. So as long as you can see, and if you keep on traveling and traveling and traveling, you will reach where you want to reach. Now, 3 things. Number one, I spoke about the law of the lid. Okay. Now for the law of the lid, there is one thing that you have to know. It's called clarity. I want everyone to go and type clarity. Go and type clarity. Clarity, because you need to be clear about where you're going. That is to be very clear. Now, if you are in the driving seat, you should be having the intention that this is where I'm going to. If I'm in Mumbai and if I'm going to drive to Delhi, I should be having that in my mind that this is where I'm going to reach. Number one. Number two, you should be having the competency. What I mean by competency, it is not just by sitting in the car, you're not going to reach Delhi. Is that correct, Rashid? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes, yes.
By sitting in the car or the driver's seat, your car is not going to move. Therefore, you need to know to drive. That means you need to learn how to drive. You have to unlearn many things. You have to relearn things, and then you have to be fit to the road. Is that correct? You need to know what are the rules and regulations. Is it a left-hand drive? Is it the way that you drive in the UK? Is it the way that you drive in the US? Or is it the way you drive in India? You need to know where are you right now. How many of you agree? How many of you agree that it's not about driving? You need to know where are you driving. Is that correct? Now you also need to know whether it is a cold weather place. What is the weather condition, so forth. So number two is competency, and the number three, just by knowing knowing how to drive. And if, for example, from Bombay to Delhi, let's say it's going to take 24 hours. Do you think that you will be able to reach within 24 hours from Bombay to Delhi? Yes or no? If the actual time in your GPS, it shows 24 hours to reach from Bombay to Delhi, would you be able to reach in 24 hours from Bombay to Delhi? Yes or no? Yes or no? Rashid, what is your thought?
Effectiveness.
Yes, yes.
You say yes. This is where the third C comes in. The first one is called clarity. I want everyone to write three C, please. The first one I mentioned is clarity. The second one is competency. The third one is consistency. If you do not maintain consistency, if you don't keep up your consistency, you will never be able to reach where the GPS told you that you will be reaching within 24 hours.
True. Very true.
And if you maintain these three things, you won't be scared of. Why? Because you're changing with the time, you're changing with everything, and you will never see the change. But the person who stopped learning, the person who stopped unlearning, the person who stopped continuous learning, the person who stopped relearning, when he stands there, understand that nobody in the world will stand still. Nobody in the world will stand still because the world is moving forward. Therefore, automatically you're moving backward. Now, let me give an example, an analogy. If you are in the bus stand and there is a bus which came and stopped there, and after 2 minutes, the bus moved on. Now, you are still standing there, but for the driver and for the passenger, you're moving backward. Is that right? You might be standing there because that is your perspective that you're standing there. But for the driver and for the passenger in that bus, you're moving backward because they have already moved forward. The time keeps on changing and you have to change with the time. Rashid, did I answer your question?
That's a fantastic analogy. Especially, so you will be standing the same, but those who are moving ahead, you are moving back. Absolutely.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. Those who are in the bus stand, you all are standing there, but you all are actually moving backward. Okay, let's go for the next question.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you.
So I have a question.
Yes, please. That is Arisha. Is that Arisha Abdullah?
Yeah, Arisha.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Sir, you told that for a leader, I think more connections will be appreciated. It is good, no?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah. Then I think these quality friends, you are telling that less quality friends, it is okay for. Okay, then I wanted a connection for that 2 point actually.
I didn't say
connections and a friendship. What is the difference between that connections and the friendship?
Okay, let's talk about the connection. Connection, because the question was about communication. I think the question was which came from Dr. Reti. Am I right? Dr. Reti, I think Dr. Reti asked me the question. Is that correct? Or
no. I asked for leadership.
Okay,
do's and don'ts of the leadership.
Okay, so here we go. Connection. When you talk about, let me. Okay, great. So let me just explain that to Arisha. When it comes to communication and connection, it is not about the communication. It's a connection. How you connect with people. Now, when I say connect with people, I'm talking about connect with people. Maybe in your dialogue, maybe in your interaction, maybe if you're a speaker. How do you connect with your people? How do you connect with your children? How do you connect with your husband or wife or whoever it is? Connection comes first. It is not the communication part, because communication, your communication is different thing. For example, if I ask you, Arisha, what is your name? And you replied, I am fine. I want everyone to focus that. If I asked you, what is your name? And your response was, I am fine. What does that mean? My questioning was incorrect. How many of you agree? It is not your answer was incorrect. It was my questioning was incorrect because my communication was not clear. How many of you got it? Say, I got it. IGI. I asked you, what is your name? But you gave me the answer, I'm fine. The reason why you gave me the answer, I'm fine, because my question and my communication was not clear. Okay, so if I have to communicate with you, I have to go to your level so that I can connect with you. So therefore, when I spoke about connection, that is what I spoke about. Now, about the friendship was an entirely different topic. The friendship, I said that you have to connect with people who are high quality people. High quality, not about low quality. I'm talking about high quality people who can really respect your time, who respects who respects you, your family, who respects your education, who respects you. And for getting the respect, you should be the first person to respect yourself. How many of you agree to that? If you do not respect yourself, nobody's going to respect you. How many of you agree that just go and type I? If you do not respect yourself, nobody's going to respect you. So you should be finding people who can respect you. So therefore, when it comes to this, two different things. So when you look for friendship, look for people who can respect you, who can admire you, who can say good things about you, and who can tell you if you're wrong. Once again, emphasize on that. It's not that they are backbiting you, but they say that this is the area which you can correct yourself. These are the true friends. A true friend is just like a mirror in a car. Once again, I repeat, this is an analogy that I would like to use. A good friend is like a mirror, a rear mirror in the glass or a side mirror in the glass. Because if you don't have a rear mirror or a side mirror, you will be driving, but you do not know whether you are going the wrong side or the right side. Is that right? Arisha, is that correct?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so that is all about. So number one, if you're looking for friends, look for good friends, not the quality, so not the quantity of friends, but the quality of friends. Number one. Number two, if you're a teacher, communicator, speaker, leader, etc., you have to connect with people, and in order to connect with people, you have to change your communication. Now, let me tell you, are you from Kerala? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Kerala.
Okay. Now, let me tell you, do you watch movies?
Yeah, I watch movies.
Okay, now let me tell you, if a Malayali actor wants to connect with the audience, he would be using his dialogue in a very different manner. If I take an example, you know Mr. Mamukoya. Do you know Mr. Mamukoya? Now, what type of Malayalam does he speak? It's exactly Calicut type Malayalam. How many of you agree? Those who do not know Mamukoya, don't give an answer, but those who know Mamukoya, go and say, I agree. He speaks in an exactly, the accent is Calicut accent. Am I right? People love that. Why? Because the whole purpose is not the, now imagine that Mamukoya is going and reading a book and the director says, no, don't bring your Calicut style. You have to talk the pure Malayalam. I'll tell you, nobody will be connected with him. You agree? He would be using the same statement. He would be using the same statement, the same dialogue, but now he is narrating his dialogue just like a normal Malayali guy. He will never be able to connect. The one thing that is connecting him with the audience is not about the way that he communicates, it's the way that he connects with people. You agree with that, Arisha?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's go for the next question, please. We've got 7 minutes. Is our time manager there? Is our time manager there? Yes or no? Is our time manager? Sir. Yes. Say louder. Yes.
Sensei.
Yes. Yes, Sumaya, go ahead.
So after I attended your last program,
which program was
the introduction to claps.
Okay.
Claps program. Then I left from so many WhatsApp groups.
Very good. Excellent. Come on. I want everyone to go and type EX, please. Go and type EX, please. Go and type EX, please. Excellent. Excellent decision, Sumaya. That is exactly what you have to do. You have to be with the EX. Yes, go ahead.
Usually when I opened the mobile data in the morning, I used to have around 300, 400 messages in the inbox. Now it has reduced to 100.
Very good.
And I'm feeling much better, and that too most are from the creative jungle, and that is a real inspiration. I sit down and hear all the voices of the speakers, and it gives me new energy every day.
Absolutely. Now, you should not be the person standing in the bus stand. Yeah. Now you are in the creative jungle. Those who do not know creative jungle is a WhatsApp group for our students who are paid students. They have a group which is called Creative Jungle, where you have to post your creative ideas and thoughts. No good morning, no good evening, no greetings, no wishes, nothing. It's all creative ideas and thoughts that you'll be getting every single day. You'll be getting a challenge. Now, what does that mean? That do not stand in the bus stand. What you have to do is you have to take part in the challenge, Sumaya. Take part in the challenge. Not looking, do not look for perfection. Okay, nobody's perfect. Nobody will make fun of you. This is a very safe place. Okay, so take action. When you take action, there are leaders, there are coaches in that group who would help you. Say, Sumaya, you could do it this way, you could do it this way. They will never backbite you. Nobody, there is no competition. Let me tell you, there is no competition in that family. It's only collaboration, because I'm a person.
I found everybody motivating the others.
Absolutely.
When someone puts a voice or video, all are ready to motivate the others. That's very nice. And I spoke to Anish, and he helped me to have more clarity in my goal.
Very good.
Still, I was again confused. Then I called Shamira,
okay,
and she advised me that she also gave her own ideas. And finally, I have decided to choose the CTC.
CTC.
CTC, yeah.
Okay, so that you can become a coach. If you're choosing CTC, Sumaya, if you take all my challenges within 30 days, you'll become a coach. Not only a coach, you can also become a professional coach within 30 days. Let me tell you.
Okay,
There are a lot of people within 30 days. They have got jobs. There are people who have got. Now, this is not a promise. This is not a disclaimer. But I know that there are people who have got. They started earning within 30 days, even before they started earning more than the fee that they paid me.
Okay, sir. Just one thing I just wanted to know. I have been doing a home-based online business.
Okay.
So should I stop such things?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can continue with that, because that is bringing revenue to you. Am I right? Is that bringing revenue to you?
Yeah.
Okay, if it's bringing revenue, you don't have to stop it, unless and otherwise it is something that you're cheating. Now, what do you mean by cheating? By cheating, I mean to say that you are taking money only for recruiting people. Then I would say no, don't go for it. Okay, but if you're able to add value to people's life, do it. There's nothing wrong in it.
No, that is a direct selling household products.
Then it's fine. There's nothing wrong in it, as long as it's true, and as long as there is integrity in it. Then go for it. There is nothing wrong in it, because that will teach you whereby you have to fail. I'll tell you, you have to fail. You can learn how to get up. Once you fail, it will teach you how to do your sales and so forth. Go for it. No worries at all.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Next, please. I know the time manager is looking to the clock right now, because we've got only 3 minutes more. Yes, before the time manager hits the clock. Is there one last question that I would take? Yes, please. Dr. Rijna, yes, please. No, Arush, I'll take from somebody else. Go ahead. One last question, please.
Sir, if a person has leadership skill and a lot of skills, but if that person is not ready to come out of his comfort zone, then what advice would you wish to give?
Number one, if that is the case, he is not a leader. Very simple as that. If the person is not coming out of the comfort zone, then he is not a leader.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me tell you. I'm in my comfort zone, Dr. Renju. I'm in my comfort zone. Very comfortable. This is my house. Okay. I'm very comfortable. I don't like to go. I don't like traveling. I have traveled around the world. I'm fed up with all those things. I like to be in my comfort zone. But the question is, am I a leader? The answer is yes, because I take action from 4 o'clock in the morning. You can be in your comfort zone. And if you can change the world sitting in your comfort zone, you are the most luckiest person. Once again, repeat. If you are in the comfort zone, and if you can bring changes in people's lives sitting in the comfort zone, then you are the best leader, and you will be really satisfied doing the things that you're doing. If you say that the person is in the comfort zone, and if he's not taking action, that means he's not a leader.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Expanding the comfort zone.
Yes,
right?
you're expanding. It's a learning zone. Then it comes the stretch zone. Then it comes the panic zone. So it goes to the 3 zones. Okay, we have got 1 minute, so I can take one more question. And after that question, for sure, the time manager is going to hit. Okay, I'll take one question from somebody new, not from somebody who has asked me. One last.
Second to say gratefulness to you. Thank you so much for this brilliant evening.
Thank you very much. Do you have a question, Anand?
I have no questions. I just wanted to say thanks to you.
Thank you very much. I love the way that you do your daily quotes and all. Very good work. Let me go for a question. If I could add value to someone now within 1 minute, how can I add value? If there's anyone who wants to ask me a question, go ahead. The time manager is ready to hit. Somebody who is new is there.
Yeah, me.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What's your question? Go ahead fast.
Can you please explain autopilot?
Autopilot is where you are free, you can relax, you can sleep, and the money comes to you. That's autopilot. When you talk about financial autopilot is where somebody comes and, for example, those who are, even you, when you have joined for tomorrow's program, am I right, Mujib from Saudi Arabia? Am I right?
Yeah.
So since you are coming for the program tomorrow, I didn't do anything. You paid the money automatically. The link took you to InstaMojo. From there, it took you automatically to WhatsApp, and you became a member. That's called autopilot. Autopilot is where you have a system in place where you have something that runs by itself, where you don't have to go and interfere. That's called autopilot. Okay, and today you have to think like as an autopilot. If you yes, okay. If you don't think as autopilot, then it's gone. Now the time manager has given, the time is out. So thank you very much. Everyone say Hannah Rana. Just go and type H. Everyone go and type H, because she is the one who keeps the time. We respect our time. We start on time. We end on time. Ladies and gentlemen, all leaders and coaches, good luck to you all. Good night to all of you. And those who are interested, I'll ask Anish or Shamira to share the link for tomorrow's program. Those who are interested can come and join in tomorrow's Train the Trainer program, which is going to be 2.5 hours starting from 7:30 to 9 p.m. 9 p.m. You will really, it's 9:30, I believe. It's a program that you should never miss. I think, okay, some of you have already shared it there. You can see under Shamira to everyone, just go and copy paste that. It's we charge 299 rupees. Because we want only quality people. I want everyone to go and type HQPO. Only high quality people should be coming for the training program. Only then you can make a difference. Otherwise, it's not good for you. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, leaders and coaches, good night and take care of yourself, and see you next week, same time at 7:30.
Thank you so much, Sensei. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you, Sensei, for recharging us like this.
So much. Thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. Good night.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Sensei, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.